Good evening, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Divine masculine, divine feminine. This will be divine masculine's sweet but short reading that I want to do with regards to keeping the first solar eclipse of 2022 in mind, which is on April 30th, 2022 in Taurus. Now, please remember that new moons are a time for rejuvenation and manifestation of whatever you have a lack of in your life. And this is the time when it will be filled for you, whether it's through a new experience, through a new person, or through a new item in the real world, right? New moon is always asking us to make space for the beginning of something new, right? Um, like a fool. Basically, when you start a journey, we are all fools. We don't know what we are heading for, what is going to happen. Nobody knows that, right? But it is what it is. Another thing, guys, no, I haven't forgotten about y'all. I do remember y'all are very much in my mind. It's just that I have too many other things going on and other places that I am working or being committed to. So, yeah, time is the essence, but I try to make space for everything. And it is actually, I wanted to give a break on this reading of the twins or the twin flame journey because, sometimes when you are going through every weekly readings and the weekly stuff, sometimes the energies tend to become a little bit monotonous. They are kind of vibrating in the same wavelength. So if you give a break, sometimes you see a better energy, you see changes, you understand better, and a lot of things, with the new moon in the solar eclipse in Taurus. Obviously, it is a huge deal as far as the the situation in the universe is concerned, right? So, anyhow, this is a divine masculine, sweet and short reading. I'll do a separate one for the divine feminine as well, and then we'll go from there. Okay, now let's call upon our angel, our ancestor, our guide, my spirit angel, and my divine source into this reading for you, divine masculine. And let's see what's going on in your situation here as far as the twin flame journey for you is concerned around this changing solar eclipse part of the season or part of the story. Okay, let's see here what my spirit has to tell you guys, what you need to know, divine masculine, what you need to understand. First, let me get the cards out and then we'll go from there. Okay, what is the energy that is going to be around to you for the next week, 10 days, 12 days that you're probably not aware of, or you could be aware? What is the energy that is going to be surrounding you, divine masculine, for the next couple of days? Now, again, all the readings are general readings, guys, so take it in the way it resonates or with your story. It is not for everyone. Maybe your story is different, but if it does resonate with you, then do it. Take the guidance and see what you can do with your energy here. All right. The bottom of the deck is the Queen of Wands in the reverse. The Divine Feminine shows up right at the bottom of the deck, okay? You are definitely very worried about her. That much I can tell you. 5 of Wands in the reverse. The 3 of Coins in the reverse. And the Ace of Wands. You definitely want to make peace with her. Knight of Cups. Yeah. You definitely want to make peace with her. You want to kind of settle, compromise on working together. Of getting back into a kind of a teamwork, right? Collaboration, teamwork. But you have to make peace with her first. That's what the message is I'm getting here right away. You want a new beginning. You're tired. You want to offer that new beginning as the Knight of Cups, right? The High Priestess, because you do know that she has been repressing a lot of emotions. The King of Cups about you in the reverse. 8 of Wands. When you have not taken action to open your heart. And that is the reason why she is quiet. She has repressed her feelings. She has withdrawn into herself. She is out of touch with her intuition about you. She doesn't know what you're thinking or how you're thinking about her, what you want to do, because, the thing is that she has seen you in the King of Cups energy in the reverse and the 8 of Wands. You have not really spoken, or your heart has not been in the right place, right? It's not about what you do with her or how you tell her or what it is that you need to express, but what she needs to know from you, Divine Masculine, is how much of the heart is in the right place for her, right? And this is where you're realizing that you have been very, very fickle about your own situation. You do not know if you wanted the commitment. You were not sure if you wanted to give her that commitment or to build back a teamwork together, right? It's because, like I said, you wanted to. But then with the Knight of Cups, there is always a question of whether you really want it. There is a little bit of a sense of being fickle about the whole situation, right? And this is where you now definitely want to start something new, fresh, and brand new with her. You want to settle. You want to agree to disagree with situations that has happened between you and her in the past, is what I'm getting of those cards in here. Very straightforward, clear-cut message, because you could be worried, you could be anxious, because you know that she is in her pride and dignity. She won't lose it. She won't give it away. You probably haven't seen her like that before. For some of you, not for everybody, right? For some of you, you may have underestimated the amount of pride and dignity that she has and the respect that she holds in herself, for herself, right? Which is where you could be feeling a lot sorry for what you have done. You could be feeling a lot of pain, a lot of guilt at this point, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Feeling a little bit ashamed about the situation, the way it has unfolded, and the color that she has shown to you, right? So, which is where You know that you have upset her pride, you have upset her dignity, and she has taken it all back in her now, right? And she is kind of, the word that I would like to say here is that she has, taken her power back from you. She has shown you that she can be a person who respects herself first before she does anything for you. So, this is where you are coming to your realization, because something about the whole situation is kind of worrying you as well. But at the same time, you are very, it's a feeling of being ashamed about the whole situation that you are going through with this whole story in here, right? Okay. Because somewhere I think what is also happening, guys, is that, I mean, now it's like going back to the past, opening the Pandora's box, talking about the whole situation. It's not going to be easy, right? Because when you go back to the past, there are a lot of things that you haven't explained to her, maybe. You haven't cleared it with her. She doesn't know about, I mean, she knows, but then she hasn't heard it from you, kind of a situation. So that's kind of worrisome, like how do you talk to her? What do you tell her? How do you explain things to her again? What is that you can do to agree and disagree on certain things in the past that has happened between the two of you? So, all the situations that will come back to you will probably give you a little bit of sleepless night or nights during this portion in time. Okay. Now, let's delve into the reading, guys, and we'll clarify as we move. So, we have the Six of Coins, the Ten of Cups in the reverse, and the Sun in the reverse. So right in the beginning, you're very unhappy about a commitment that you have had you have done or you had in your life, right? With regards to some kind of give and take. And that is a commitment that you want to break because you're not happy with that give and take. You have been overly generous, maybe for some of you. You have given way too much that was not required to be done. And then you are kind of sad. Why did you do it? Because somewhere a lot of things could, have been with the Sun in the reverse. It could be a situation where a lot of things were under covers. You were not enlightened about a lot of things that you have done and given without knowing. Without knowing. It was like somebody being very blind or deaf to actual situations in life, right? But that could have been because you didn't want to know it, or you were not informed, right? And that is a commitment that you have made without knowing a lot of things, but now you're not happy with it. Please talk to me about the Six of Pentacles. Excuse me, because like I said, you could be tired of giving. Some of you have been giving for a long time, giving way too much. Yeah, the Five of Cups in the reverse. The Four of Cups in the reverse. And you want to disconnect from this association in life with whosoever you have this association with. You're feeling disconnected, or you want to disconnect, whichever way you want to take it. Because, what I'm getting is that there has been an emotional attachment there with somebody in your life that you have been overly generous with. You have been giving way too much, and it was only because of your emotional connection somewhere that you have had with somebody, right? Ten of Cups in the reverse. And that could have been a commitment you had made. Okay, whatever it is, I'll still continue giving. Whatever you do with my money, time, or energy that I've been overly generous with, I'll still keep giving. And you had not been able to disconnect from that energy and say to yourself that I'm not going to give anymore like that, right? Yeah, the Knight of Cups in the reverse. You've been very unhappy about the whole situation here, Divine Masculine. And now you want to disconnect from this situation. You really want to. Because you have been very internally upset. Your mood has been very upset. You have not been enjoying this situation at all. Please talk to me about the Sun in the reverse. You have not enjoyed this situation at all. Right? And this is where you're feeling very upset. And it's like what I say is under the weather. And you want to disconnect from that group or that association, the Fool. Yeah. Yeah, see, this is the new moon in Taurus. Time for a new beginning. Whatever you have done before, excuse me, guys. You want to start something fresh now. You don't want to stay in that place. You don't want to do this thing over and over again. So the moon is acting on your behalf at this point. Right? Then you have the Emperor and the Five of Cups. So you're trying to work around this situation because you want a new beginning, to be honest with you. You don't want to stay feeling under the weather anymore. You had enough there. Please talk to me about the Emperor here. And you want to get out of that situation. Because the Five of Cups over here could be a lesson you have learned, or somebody is telling you that at this point in time, it's time for you to take back your control, to take back your power and bring back your strength. The Six of Cups, yeah. Because your strength is in this twin flame relationship. That's what you're looking for. Which is where there has been a lot of suffering. Please talk to me about the Five of Cups. A lot of disappointment, a lot of grief. Right? Which is where the strength needs to come back in that particular situation, in that particular story. Yeah. Eight of Coins. And you're definitely going to put in a lot of effort, guys. Especially with money. Because you have learned your lesson somewhere with the Five of Cups. A lot of disappointment you have faced. Now you're kind of trying to correct the whole situation again. Some of you could be doing a lot of groundwork at this point. Just to bring the other person back into your life, because your focus is on this twin flame journey, on the soulmate connection. And everything that you are doing, that's when you're disconnecting from other associations. You're disconnecting from other places because you want to free up yourself. You don't want to carry any extra load, any extra burden for other people that you had been doing before. And you want to start a fresh journey, but this time around, you want to do it right. And that's exactly what you're working for. So that you can take the right decision, you can make the right call. Please talk to me about that strength. Right? And that is where you have realized that it's time to disconnect from other places where your interest is lost. You don't have an interest in there anymore because you have already gone through that whole process and you're not enjoying that scenario anymore for yourself. Yeah, the King of Wands and the Seven of Swords. You want to take action over a situation where there has been a lot of mishaps. You know about it. Now it could be that you have done it, and you have done it because you were scared, you did not do the right thing, but now you want to correct the whole situation here with the strength card. Right, there is a lot of Leo energy showing up here. Please talk to me about the Seven of Swords. Or somebody could be telling you that first and foremost, you need to correct you cannot be sneaky anymore. That's what I'm getting. Like, you know that particular thing has been here where you have been very sneaky, or somebody is pointing it out to you, that the first thing you need to correct is this situation. The Knight of Wands. Yeah, you need to take action on this situation where you have been very sneaky. You need to correct that situation with her first, right? And this is where you will need a lot of power and your strength, guys. You will need a lot of courage to come out with the truth. You will need a lot of courage, a lot of bravery over here, right? This could be with somebody else who has been sneaky behind your back in your life, or this could be your energy that you had done, where now, with the King of Wands, you want to take action over this situation here. It can be anything for anybody. But whatever that action or that situation is coming here, is moving towards, because somebody is moving towards this energy very quickly. And it can be your energy too, that you know there is somebody in your life who is very sneaky, very mischievous, very deceitful. That also can be a part of this story, right? Who has been cheating and robbing you behind your back, and you know that. And now you know you're not running from it anymore. You're facing that situation or that energy head on, right? So, like I said, it's difficult to say whose energy that could be here. But let me see. Please talk to me about the Seven of Swords here. Let's see what Spirit has to say. The Tower. Okay, so there is somebody in your life or some situation that is collapsing, and somebody who has been very sneaky, or again, it also can be for some of you guys that you had been ill-advised. You know, when people give you wrong advices, and they tell you and they direct you towards the wrong path in your life. And maybe you had chosen the wrong path because of the ill advice. Right? And this is where the Tower, this is where there is a shift, or there will be a lot of volatile issues that will come up on the surface. There could be a raw energy, there could be a lot of anger, but whatever that sneakiness had been, like I said, it can be from you or somebody in your life who will crumble. And this is where there is going to be a direct attack on that Seven of Swords energy here. It's going to be a direct attack here. This is somebody who's going to initiate that attack. So, and this will be like a head-on collision, where whatever had been that situation will automatically collapse and clear your road. Could be even a misunderstanding because of something that happened here for some of you, where your divine feminine could have thought that you have been sneaky about situations in life, and you probably want to clear that up. So you could be head on attacking that situation, not attacking in the wrong way, but trying to be very transparent about it so that you can kind of clear the whole situation in front of your divine feminine. For some of you, I'm even getting that, right? But of course, you will require, because see, the thing over here with the new moon is that it's a fresh beginning. And because it's a fresh beginning, You have to clear the old. The old needs to go for the new to begin, as I said right in the beginning for you. Now, the energy that is going to be around you is the card of death. So, there is some kind of a mind change, a change of plan, a change of place, a transition from the old to the new, getting out of the old and going towards the new. It's a Scorpio energy as well that shows up in here. Please talk to me about the death card. So, this is something that is going to be around you. There will be a lot of changes for you, divine masculine. Moving forward for the next couple of days, and that can include changes in your place of residence. It can include changes of your mindset, wherever you had been stuck in, whatever you had been stuck with. So death can be a departure from the old into the new, a beginning of something very fresh. Yeah, Palace of Sword, right? There has been lot of fight. When the Palace of Sword shows up, it is all in the mind. So the death is talking about a change of mind here, right? Let's see if there is any other message we might get out of this energy here. Wow, okay. Yeah. The Seven of Wands, right? You will be, because the Four of Sword. It is, okay. You will wake up suddenly and it's like, a transformation. It's like when the mind is cleared up all of a sudden and you realize, oh, hell, what have I been doing for a long time? It's that change of mind. It's the change, the transition. That's calling for the death card, right? And this is something that you will stand up, because what I'm getting is that either you have not taken action over situations for a long time, that now whatever the situation had been, it's time for you to face things head on. You cannot escape. If you escape from those direct confrontation, then you will not be able to return back to this journey. Because this, what I'm getting here, is Spirit is screaming for your attention and is telling you that it's time for you to directly confront things openly. Because if you keep escaping and running, you will not be able to start anything fresh, because the whole thing is lost. So this solar eclipse in Taurus, right? It's talking about a new situation. If you want that new situation to come back into your life with this energy, because you have learned your lesson, right? And your intention now as the emperor, as the divine masculine, is to bring this soulmate back into your life, and for which you are putting in the tangible world, you are putting in a lot of effort. And that effort that you're putting is because you have learned a big lesson from your past, where you want to disconnect, where you have been very upset, your emotional situation had been very bad. Let me tell you that. You want to disconnect from that commitment, you want to break that commitment, you want to move away, because now you are realizing it's high time to start a fresh story in your life. This is a fresh beginning. It's not a fresh story, let me correct myself. It's a fresh beginning to your own journey of life, right? And for which, the message over here, guys, is for which they are telling you that whatever that old situation had been, now this could be something that you have done with your divine feminine and you know about it, but you hadn't corrected it. Or it also could be that somebody else in your life had taken the initiative to work for you and do things for you, and that had been a very wrong call on your part. Where a lot of things have been very sneaky, deceitful, lies that has been told or communicated, lot of things that has not been communicated, lot of truth that had been hidden from her and she doesn't know about it. That's where spirit is saying, guys, that it's time to clear that mess up. Whoever it is who has done that mess in your life, it could have been you or it could have been somebody acting on your behalf, but it's time to face that situation head on and clear that mess in your life, divine masculine. And this is where the new moon eclipse, the solar eclipse, or the new moon that's coming up, is talking about a situation where you're going to fight. You will get a lot of strength, right? You will get a lot. You will show because what I'm also getting here, guys, is the divine feminine has turned her back towards you. She's not interested. Like I told you, right in the beginning, that she has repressed her energy. She's not bothered about what you're thinking about, what you are doing, right? I mean, it's like she's not talking about it. It's not that she's not bothered. That's not the way I would like to say this. But it's something that she is not in touch with. Like she's not always in touch with, oh, this is what you have done. Oh, is that man doing this now? Or what is he thinking? How is he doing things? No. She's left you by yourself for the time being, right? Because she knows that whatever you have done, the reason why she's doing this, guys, is there is a reason behind everything that happens in this world. Let me tell you, right? The reason she's doing this today is because she's realized that you have not done things from your heart. You have not said things from the heart. You have not acted things from your heart. You have not shown her how much emotion you'd actually have in reserve for her or you actually feel for her, right? She doesn't know it. And that's the reason why she's disconnected from your part of the story, her intuition. She's not bothered. Now, if you open your heart, you don't open your heart, what you have to say, she is kind of, she's not fussy about it anymore. Is basically what I'm getting, right? And your thing over here, guys, is that you want her to free herself from that negative, toxic situation, right? You are worried about it. You, again, like I said, you're worried about it, right? The tower in the reverse, because you need that. See, this is where that clarity needs to come, right? You want her to get out of that toxicity. And this clarity hasn't come. It's because the king of sword in the reverse and the tower in the reverse is that you have been manipulating your mind in such a way where you had stopped all the shift from happening. Right? You didn't want that shift. So everything you did was to stop any kind of new situation to come. And this is where there is no transparency. That didn't happen here. Because you didn't make a shift. You didn't do a shift. You didn't change anything in front of her. Right? And today you want her to release herself from her negative situation. You know that she has a lot of ill feelings within her at this point. She's sitting in a lot of toxicity and you want to release that. You want to be brave. You want to come up front and show her the courage so that she can release herself from that toxicity that she has involved herself with or in. Because of you, I'm sorry to say that, but that's what the cards are talking about. Right? Because you have manipulated any kind of change. And this is where Spirit is saying, if you want anything more to happen in your life with her, with your divine feminine, then you have to head on move towards that situation and clear everything that she feels that you have lied, cheated, or deceived her with. That needs to be cleared before you can start anything fresh, because you are working for it. You're putting in a lot of new effort here. You're learning a lot of things about the whole situation too. And you're kind of becoming more familiar with your understanding about this whole situation, because you have gone through a tough learning lesson as well, divine masculine. Right? So, this is where you are putting in a lot of effort. But just by putting in a lot of effort in yourself, with this situation that you know you wanted, it's very close to your heart, you want control over that situation once again, so that you can run the show in the right way. Just that will not be sufficient. You will have to take action. You have to show her a lot of your own strength here, your own power here, because she is in her power, as I told you, right? So therefore, coming back in here, guys, you want to make peace with her. You want to get back into a kind of situation where you want to settle things. You want to agree to disagree with a lot of things that you have with regards to a teamwork, with regards to your understanding, whatever that situation had been for both of you. But at the same time, you're feeling very guilty in yourself, or you will be, right? So anyway, so you have to overcome the guilt. You definitely have to overcome the guilt, because you see the 10 of cups in the reverse and the queen of wands, because otherwise this commitment is not going to work for you. It's not going to work for you. She's very unhappy as well, because you haven't committed to her at all. In whatever period in time you have known her and she has known you. 9 of swords and the 4 of wands in the reverse, right? And you're ashamed of another thing, guys. You're ashamed of telling her the truth in your own karmic lesson or situation that you have learned. There is a lot of karmic situation that has gone very bad. Domestic situation is down in the ruins. No love, no happiness, no network, no money. I mean, everything has suffered. I wouldn't say no money, but it's a lot of suffering. That includes your money as well, your financial network, right? Your love, your relationship, your happiness, your domestic bliss, your celebration with friends. There is nobody there. Your house is kind of empty. You feel very empty, even within you, within yourself too, guys, right? So this is where you're feeling very ashamed of telling her the truth, of knowing that you haven't done the right thing, right? And this is where you are feeling very, very what's a word, like I said, guilty, ashamed, because now you see what's happening is that with the death card, she is not, like I told you, she has turned her back towards you. She's resting, she's doing her own work, she's contemplating her own game plan, right? And you know that once things move, she has a lot in her mind that she hasn't spoken to you about. And once she wakes up, you're trying to wake her up, right? Once she wakes up, you will have to face the music. You will. Because she will tell you things that you will have to hear. Maybe defend yourself. She could be critical at this point too. And that's because, like I said, she has a lot in her that she hasn't really told you. She hasn't articulated in front of you. So once she comes back, she will do that. And you're getting ready for that, right? You're getting ready to move out of a lot of pain and face the music. That's the death card that's showing up in here. There is a transition that's happening, and it's a mind transition, right? Where you were in a lot of suffering, lot of mental pain, and now you're coming to the place of understanding that you have to defend yourself. You have to put up boundaries in a lot of places too, right? and with people, with other people who could possibly be in your life at this point, who could possibly be in your way. And once you're ready, that's when you're going to come back and tell her. Until then, she would have turned her back towards you. So you're kind of preparing for that. Energy is coming up in here during this portion in time when it's like, a battle is about to begin. It's not, don't take my words literally as battle, but it's not a warfare, but it's something to do with that kind of passion, right? It's a lot of passion. The Seven of Wands is a lot of passion, passionate energy to show who you are, to prove to the world where you belong, to say, I want it, and I will do it. That kind of an energy where you put your feet down and you claim your position in front of other people who could be telling you a different story. Right? So that's where you're coming to, and she doesn't know about this. Another thing I'm getting, she doesn't know about it either. Because, like I said, she's not really connecting with you from that level, right? She's not really connecting with you from that telepathic level at this point, because she is in her own world kind of a situation where she is more concerned about her plans, her well being, her life, whatever that she is doing. Right? So she doesn't know what is happening behind her back here for the divine feminine. But yeah, a lot of changes, guys. Okay, so enjoy this reading. I'll do a divine feminine reading a little later. Until then, goodbye, God bless, Khuda Hafiz, and Namaste.